If you're bleeding $700 a month on a car payment, listen up, because this week, the government just moved to make something legal that could end that payment for good. A $30,000 Tesla, no steering wheel, no brake pedal, and a running cost of 2.6 cents a mile. You heard that right? 2.6 cents. But is that $30,000 price actually real? And could a car you never make a single payment on really be rolling off a production line right now today? Find out now. Let's start with the part most people still haven't seen, because this isn't a concept. It isn't a stage prop. At Tesla's Giga Texas factory, Cybercabs are already coming off the assembly line, and they're driving themselves off it. No driver, no person inside at all. No steering wheel for anyone to even grab. The first one rolled off on February 17th, 2026, and Tesla is building that line to eventually spit out one of these every 10 seconds. And this is a real, federally certified car. In May, the EPA filed the official paperwork, and the numbers are stunning. 2 seats, no pedals, no side mirrors, butterfly doors with no handles, and no charging plug at all. You just park it over a pad and it charges wirelessly. It weighs 3,113 pounds, lighter than almost anything else on the road. It sips just 165 watt-hours a mile. That makes it the most efficient car Tesla has ever built, about 28% better than the car that held the record before it. Real-world range? Around 293 miles on a charge. But here's the number that actually hits your wallet. The energy cost to run this thing is 2.6 cents per mile. Crazy numbers. Your current car costs you somewhere around 80 cents a mile. Once you count the payment, the insurance, the gas, the repairs. We'll come back to that math, because it is brutal. And the reason this car is suddenly real instead of a sci-fi render is what happened this exact week. On June 25th, 2026, the Department of Transportation proposed killing the rule that required every car in America to have a manual brake pedal. Think about that. For 100 years, federal law just assumed a human was driving. Steering column, brake pedal, mirrors, all mandatory. The Cybercab has none of them. That one rule was the last legal wall standing between this car and your driveway. And the government just started tearing it down. Now we want to be straight with you. That $30,000 price tag, Tesla has never actually filed it with a regulator. It's Elon Musk's stated target, not a printed sticker. And let's be honest, Musk timelines tend to run a little optimistic. But here's what is not a rumor. The car is real. The specs are EPA certified. Production has already started, and the law is being rewritten to clear its path right now. The price is a claim. The technology is 100% real, and Tesla isn't even building it the normal way. They call it the Unboxed Process. Instead of one long assembly line, the car gets built in parallel chunks and snapped together at the end. That's how they're targeting one unit every 10 seconds. By mid-May, drone footage caught dozens of finished Cybercabs already parked and holding lots at Giga Texas. There was even a fear Tesla would get capped. Normally, a car with no human controls needs a special government exemption. And that exemption limits you to just 2,500 vehicles a year. On their earnings call, Tesla was asked point blank if that cap applied to the Cybercab. The answer was one word: no. They engineered the car to satisfy the existing safety standards through design, not through a driver's seat. So the cap doesn't touch them. Incredible. While everyone else asks for permission, Tesla just built a car the old rules couldn't stop. Now let's talk about why this could blow up the American car payment. Because the timing could not be more painful. Right now, the average new car payment in America just hit a record $770 a month. The average new car loan? $43,925. For a lot of families, that's basically a second rent check. For a machine that sits parked in a driveway most of the day. And it's getting worse. Nearly 1 in 5 new car loans now comes with a payment over $1,000 a month. Americans are now buried under $1.68 trillion in car debt. That is the same size as the entire national student loan pile. Oh my goodness. So here's the comparison that does all the work. Owning a regular car runs you around 80 cents every single mile once you add it all up. A human rideshare, about $2.80 a mile. The Cybercab, 2.6 cents a mile in energy. And even loaded with every fleet cost, outside analysts project under 20 cents a mile by 2030. You never finance it, you never insure it, you never park it or fix it. You open an app, a car with no driver pulls up, and you pay pennies a mile. What sounds like the better deal to you? But before you cancel that car payment in your head, there's a catch, and it's a big one. There's a number Tesla doesn't put in the ads, and I'll show it to you in just a second, because it's the one thing standing between this car and your front door. And if you want the real engineering behind these moves, not the hype, the actual numbers, subscribe. We break down every Tesla bombshell so you're never the last one to find out. So here's that catch we promised. A Cybercab rolling off the line is not the same thing as a Cybercab you can actually ride. As of right now, these cars are being tested, but they cannot legally carry a paying passenger yet. Tesla's real Robotaxi service in Texas still runs mostly on modified Model Ys, and the fleet is tiny. In Texas, Tesla had just 42 driverless vehicles authorized. Waymo, 577, more than 10 times bigger. Texas regulators also logged 17 incidents with Tesla's Austin Robotaxis in under a year, 2 of them with injuries. One analyst put it bluntly, a Cybercab without finished self-driving software is an expensive paperweight, and Tesla has been promising that software since 2016. It keeps slipping. Wall Street expects Robotaxi revenue to stay basically irrelevant through this entire year. So no, the car payment isn't dead tomorrow. But here's the honest truth. The car is real, the factory is real, the law is changing, and the cost math is real. The only missing piece is time. So imagine this. It's 2028. You're the person who used to hand a bank $770 every single month for a car that sat parked 95% of the day, quietly losing value while you paid interest on it for 6 years. Now, that payment is gone. There's no car in your driveway at all. You wake up, tap your phone, and a clean little 2-seater with no steering wheel glides up to your door. It drives you to work for about $1. It drops you off and disappears to go pick up somebody else. No insurance bill, no oil change, no $43,000 loan hanging over your head. That's $770 a month? It's back in your pocket. That's over $9,000 a year you used to set on fire. Now yours. Have you seen the Jetsons? We're basically there, minus the flying part. And that is not science fiction. The car is being built right now in Texas this week. Now we want to hear from you. If a no-payment Robotaxi pulled up to your door tomorrow for pennies a mile, would you give up owning a car completely? Or is there something about owning your own ride you'd just never let go of? Drop it in the comments. We read them. And if a $30,000 self-driving car sounds wild, wait until you see what Tesla just did with a battery they claim lasts 100 years. That one's coming next. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And I'll see you in the next one.